Hi, this is Ethan, and today I will be showing you how to download Blender. Blender is a free 3D software that you can use for 3D animation and 3D modeling. Go to blender.org and press Download. You will then see this screen. Simply select your operating system and it should automatically download, as seen here. In this case, I'm using Windows, and it automatically downloads. After this, simply open up the file and go through the download process. Knowing Blender is a very good skill to have. This is a video I made for my first robotics competition team, 6004. We're going to start simple with some basic furniture. However, later on, you're going to learn to make a robot animation. Here is an animation I made for my robotics team. This was used so that people can see how a robot works. You will first learn 3D modeling, and then later on we're going to move to texturing. After texturing, we will deal with lighting and then finally rendering. Once we are done with the basic furniture, we'll move on to the robot animation. This way you can learn rigging. Once you download Blender, you'll get a window similar to this. However, it will most likely be slightly different because this will be your first time opening Blender. Simply select the options you want. We are going to be running Blender 2.82a. This is the latest version of Blender at this time. However, you may be watching the video in the future and might be running a different version. Here we have the default setup: a camera, a light, and a cube. You can move around by holding down middle mouse or using two fingers on a laptop. To move side to side, simply use that exact same input, however hold down Shift. Next is the scroll wheel or middle mouse button. Scroll in and out to zoom. Now you are able to easily access all sides of your cube. Use the select button to select the cube. This might be your left mouse click or your right mouse click. While the cube is selected, you can press S to scale, R to rotate, and G to grab. If you're having trouble remembering the key bindings, then you can use the tools on the left side of the screen. However, I really suggest that you try to memorize these key bindings because it makes the process much quicker. If you want to scale directly up and down, then you might have trouble doing that. However, there's an easy way. Press S and then Z for the Z axis. As you can see here, I can now scale directly up and down. The same goes for the X and Y axis. This can also be used for rotate. As you see, we're rotating around the Z, X, and Y axis. You can also grab along the Z, X, and Y axis. Next, we're going to discuss edit mode. This is very important to 3D modeling. First, select your cube. After you have selected your cube, press Tab to go into edit mode. There is also a drop-down that you can use to switch between object mode and edit mode. You can see here that while in edit mode, we have these small dots called vertices. You can select a single vertex using your select button, and you can press G to grab. We can also use the buttons at the top left to select Edge Select. Now you can see here, we can affect the edges of the cube. There's also Face Select, which I find very useful. You can play around with this for a while. However, very soon, you might want to see if you can select more than one edge. As you see, we are in vertex mode. However, we cannot rotate or scale because we are just selecting a single point, which is non-rotatable or scalable. If you wanted to scale this or rotate this, you're going to have to select more than one vertex. You can do this by holding down Shift and then Select. And now, as you see, we can rotate both vertices. We can also scale both vertices and grab both vertices. You can select more than two as well. Note, to cancel the movement, right-click if you're using left-click select. To confirm, left-click if you're using left-click select. If you're using right-click select, then it should be the opposite. Holding Shift to select more than one also works in face select and edge select. I'll see you in the next video where we will learn to make a table. See you later.